The Stone Mask, Sakura's Fingers, The One Ring. We all know stories where power comes with a price. These are curses, and they are the epitome of temptation, twists that will trap its wielders in a dangerous cycle. But, as well as these curses work within their own stories, how do we make curses just as impactful in our Dungeons & Dragons games? Hi, I'm Forever, your eternal DM, and welcome back to the Outcast Guild Roll for Frights, where today we're not talking about a simple homebrew class, but rather how to make curses more impactful in your own D&D campaigns. On the surface, curses in D&D seem like a punishment for the players, as these can strip away player agency and just add annoying debuffs to them. And yeah, curses can and have been used in this way in the past, but to me, the best way to use a curse isn't as a punishment to a player, but rather as a storytelling tool. Well, simply enough, ask a few key questions. What role does this curse play in your story? Is it a narrative curse? One that can be used to add a ticking time clock to your campaign, or associated with the overarching story? Is it a personal curse? These usually relate not to the story itself, but to a specific player's story. This could be something along the lines of a blade that offers power, or even a warlock pact. Or is it a roleplay curse? These ones here don't necessarily have to have any stakes within your story. However, they allow for players to roleplay and experience a bit more of the game itself, as it adds a little hindrance, but maybe some fun to it all. This could be something along the lines of the Curses from the Witchlight campaign, or as simple as, well, a coin that makes you lie. Is regardless of whatever the intention is, a curse can affect more than one of these categories. A curse of vampirism can be used as a narrative curse. It adds a ticking time clock of danger to your players, as now they're having to deal with their hit points being drained. But also, this might have a player start thinking about, well, maybe my character doesn't want to lose their vampirism. Additionally, while yes, a coin that makes the bard only speak in lies might just be seen as something roleplay-wise for the players, but it might allow the characters to get closer together, giving them a connection. But these things here are not just you as a DM should think about, but also the players, and something that you should talk to about them on how you feel and see how they feel about it. The next question you should ask is, does this curse fit for the character? While yes, you could give the fighter, the barbarian, or the paladin the berserker great axe, the issue is that same weapon probably won't work that good on the rogue, the wizard, or the ranger. So any cursed item you give should feel too good to be true. It promises great power, however, has one big drawback. May this be a bow that crits on a 19 or 20, but if you roll a natural 1, it hits an ally with a critical hit. May this be a sorcerer's orb, that when you cast an evocation spell in it, it deals maximum damage. But if you fail an attack roll or everyone passes their save, you take part of that damage. And with this idea in mind, this does empower the characters and allow for the players to be enticed by the item, but also shows a dangerous cost without feeling like a strict punishment. Finally, and I can't stress this one enough, communicate with your players. If you give a cursed item to a player, make sure that they're okay with this item. Make sure that this item does not cross any boundaries for them or anyone else at the table. And if you are going to introduce cursed items into your campaign, mention that to your players. You don't have to tell them exactly what it is, but just mention that, hey, a cursed item that might do something akin to this, just to give them a warning. Additionally, communicate with your player on how you see the curse affecting them, and allow them to relay back how they feel their character is being affected by this curse. Because sometimes a player gives out great inspiration for a story, and a story element that you didn't even think about originally. Additionally, make sure your player knows if their character knows that this item is cursed, and their character may know that this is cursed. Because remember, spells like Identify don't actually reveal if an item is cursed or not. It just tells you if the item has attunement and what the properties are. Now, if only someone collected all this information and made a small PDF where you can get information on running curses within your campaign, and even have a couple cursed items within it. Oh, wait, we did it! Yeah, guys. So for our last week of Roll for Frights, as we have been putting out PDFs over on our itch.io every week relating to the subclasses we've made, we have made a small compendium called the Cursed Archive, and it's available right now on our itch.io page for the low price of free $99. Yeah, you heard that right. Completely free, because we want to make sure D&D is affordable to everyone. It is a 10-page document with a few examples of magic items that you can use for different spellcasters, range users, or melee, while also giving you a couple ideas on how to run a curse, and with some information for the players too. But with that all being said, thank you so much for watching. I've been forever your eternal DM. And as always, you've been wonderful. Have a safe and spooky Halloween. And I'll see you next year.